Hey, what's up,
Oh,
guys? Welcome back again. And now we are live on Facebook. So, guys, welcome to another live stream. And in this session, we have special guest with us from Clientjoy team, Yash Shah. So, welcome, Yash, to our this session. And thank you so
thank
much
you.
for providing us this lot of time.
Sure.
We'll be discussing about Clientjoy. I think it's a complete solution for freelancers and agencies, which is you can say CRM plus client portal, or let's say proposals, or even mailbox, and even invoicing, and also payment gateway integrations, and a lot of stuff inside. So we'll be having a deep dive inside. First of all, let the audience know that what is Clientjoy and what is the parent company behind, and what are the other products you have besides Clientjoy.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So, thank you for inviting me on this live stream here. Hi, everyone. My name is Yash, and so ClientJoy primarily is a CRM and growth engine for agencies and freelancers. So, it primarily helps agencies and freelancers manage their leads, proposals, contracts, invoicing, payments, clients, and even client portal in one single place, right? And so that's primarily what ClientJoy is. We ourselves actually used to be an agency. So we ourselves were an IT agency. We grew from a 2 people team to a 55 people team, offering web and mobile applications in SaaS, fintech, and e-commerce. And while we were scaling our agency, we realized a couple of challenges, like having to use a different sales CRM, and then Google Docs for sending proposals, and then Asana for project management, and then Zendesk for ticketing, and QuickBooks for invoicing, and then at the end we had to do a manual reconciliation of payments. And so that was essentially one of the things that was hampering our growth. We didn't know what our bottlenecks were. We didn't know what our growth enablers were, and we said, there has to be a better solution, and that's kind of why we started building ClientJoy.
Okay, while you were yourself working as an agency, and so you are well aware of what are the problems, and keeping that
Yeah,
problems in mind, you have built a solution for service providers, right? Whether it's freelancer or
yeah,
agency, right? Now
yeah.
let's move ahead to the Clientjoy. What is Clientjoy, and what type of different solution that Clientjoy provides to the service providers?
So a good way to think about it is that so let's define service providers or agencies, right? So these are the kind of companies that are in the business of renting out their time and experience, right? So think of marketeers, photographers, freelancers, mobile app developers, even managers, and so on and so forth, right? So these are the people who basically offer their services to their clients, and then share their experiences and implement
Yeah.
solutions to key issues or problems or requirements that their clients have, right? And ClientJoy is specifically built for those sort of people, right? Now, what ClientJoy does is that the complete journey, starting from the time that someone becomes a lead in the system to the time that they make their payment, all of those things happen on ClientJoy, right? So you can create a lead, you can take them through your complete sales pipeline. You can then send out proposals to them. And so when I say send out proposals, you can create your proposal templates and everything within ClientJoy as well. And then once this, and they can e-sign the proposal and accept it, then you can make them, convert them as your clients, give them access to client portal, embed more than 1,000 applications that you might be using, whether it is Google Analytics or Data Studio or Airtable, Loom, Canva, YouTube. We'll see all of those things as well in the demo. And then raise invoices integrated with Stripe, PayPal, Payoneer, InstaMojo, Razorpay. Or you could collect payments offline and then mark them as paid as well. You can also raise recurring invoices as well using ClientJoy, so you don't have to remember to if you have a recurring client, you don't have to remember to raise an invoice on 5th of every month or whatever the case may be, and then collect those payments as well. So from them being the lead in the system, through them accepting the proposal or receiving the proposal and accepting the proposal, to becoming your customer, to getting an invoice, to getting paid, all of those things happen on ClientJoy. And then on top of that, there's a dashboard which gives you insights into how your agency is doing, what is the health of your customers, and so on and so forth. And so we'll also kind of take a quick look into that aspect of ClientJoy as well.
Yeah, sure. I think we will have a look at also while you demo the Clientjoy. So it will be better to understand that how it works and what is the workflow like type of all that, right?
Yeah,
So you can share your screen, and that will be better to understand.
sure. Just give me 1 second. I'm sharing my entire screen. You're able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen, and I just pushed in the stream, right?
Oh, perfect. So I just hide my bookmarks bar so then there's a better view that people can get. So I have ClientJoy already open. You're able to see ClientJoy?
Yeah, we can see. And to show your screen in a bigger size, I have to go off screen. So I'll be at the back screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, awesome. So this is basically what ClientJoy looks like. This is, by the way, a test account. And firstly, I apologize that my demo is going to be typically a little slower than expected, because my left hand, I just hurt my left hand while playing cricket yesterday evening. I caught it in the wrong position, and so this is just, it's going to be a little inefficient, but worry not. I'll try to I'll try to do justice.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay. That's all
yeah.
okay. We can understand, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So this is the dashboard that you see the first thing once you log in into ClientJoy, right? So I'll just explain to you a couple of components over here. So the first thing that you see is what are your upcoming activities. These are the activities that you've created as your sales activities, which could be, let's say, upcoming meetings that you have with your leads, or upcoming tasks, upcoming follow-ups, and so on and so forth. How to create them is something that we'll see during the demo. But the first thing that you know is what are the things that you're working on today, right? And again, ClientJoy is completely integrated with your email and your calendar, so it pulls all the activities from that and shows over here. The second key thing that you want to know is what's your financial position, how is your cash inflow look like. And so you know that these are the invoices that are currently overdue, right? And so you know that you have to take certain steps. You have to probably call them, send them an email, send them a WhatsApp, whatever the case may be. You can take those actions by looking at this place as well. The second thing that you also want to know is how many proposals that you've sent out that have not yet been signed, but they have expired already. And so you again want to follow up with these leads, and you want to make sure that they have access to the proposal and that they've gone through the proposal, and in case if required, then you can extend the proposal timeline as well. And then over here it shows you all of your due activities, right? So all the activities that you were supposed to do but you have not yet done, right? And so you can mark them as done as and when they are done. Again, all of this is demo data, and so you'll see a lot of meeting over here, but this is integrated with your calendar, so your actual data will show over here once you do that. The next aspect of the dashboard is where it gives you sales pipeline, recent activity by leads, right? So all of your leads, once they are in the system, you'll be able to see all the activities that they have done on any communication that you initiate from your side. So whether it is sending him an email or sending them a proposal, they are signing the proposal or opening the proposal, viewing the email, whatever the case is, you'll be seeing all of their activities, recent activities over here. And so imagine coming in every day and then seeing that, hey, yesterday you did a couple of activities and these are some of the things that your leads have done, and so you know what hot leads are, and you know that these are the people that you want to talk to. This then again, this is primarily your sales pipeline. I'll show you how the sales pipeline works as well while we create a lead. But then this tells you how many opportunities do you have at different stages, right? So how much money essentially is in different stages of your sales pipeline. And then this also gives you a summary of proposals. How many have you sent? What's the value of your proposals, and at what stage they are, and so on and so forth. And then this one is your revenue, right? So how much money have you been making month on month? What does your revenue chart over the last 1 year or 12 months look like? You can also modify it and look at it on a week on week view. This gives you a summary of invoices. And then there's a short tab on clients. How many clients do you have recurring? How many total number of clients? So the goal is always to convert your clients into recurring clients so that you are able to have predictable cash flow, right? So that's primarily your dashboard. And then you have a couple of other stuff, so like for getting support, for you want to reward honest reviews as well, and so we give some amount of credits as well. You can join our community, you can partner up with us, you can give feedback, suggest a feature, ask for an integration, and so on and so forth, right? So that's primarily how the dashboard looks like. Things that you need to do, things that you need to do over here to ensure your cash flow, things you need to do for your future cash flow, things that you were supposed to do but you haven't done. It's fairly simply laid out, right? So that's just the dashboard aspect of it. Now, what I was actually thinking was that for the purpose of this demo, what I do is I'll actually make I'll actually behave as if I am the agency, and I'll think of Unes as a lead, and I'll show you how that complete transition or how that journey happens, right? And so this is a sales pipeline view or the Kanban view, as you can see over here. I just create a new lead and I just add his name, right? So it's Unes. Unes, can I have your email?
Sure, I'm sharing with you in host chat, right?
Sure. Got it. Is this the correct email?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Perfect. So I can add the company name, whatever I want. I can add their phone number, their title or designation. I can add their website. I can select the source as, let's say, search result. I can also add more deal info. So I want to add them to, let's say, currently they are in conversation with me, and the conversion probability is, let's say, 60%, and the deal size is, let's say, $15,000, right? I can also we have multi-currency support, so you can choose the currency depending on the client's currency as well over here. So for now, I'm just going to keep it USD, and I can see all the custom fields. So custom fields are the fields that Clientjoy does not offer by default, but you may want to create those custom fields and capture that data as well. You can add billing details if you want. You can add other updates and then tags as well. So you can create as many tags as you want. So for now, I'm going to give tag of high value to Unes, and I can add some notes if I want. And for now, I just save. Oh, ticket number is required, so I just add this as 13456, and I just hit save. Once I hit save, a new lead in the name of Unes has been created. Now, of course, I created that in conversation, so you will see them over here. Now, as and when my conversation with Unes happens, Unes will basically go across and through my sales pipeline. So you can drag them and drop them simply by doing this. For now, he's not yet closed one, so I just add him in conversation and I'll click on him. And so once I click on him, I have a full view of all the activities that I have done with Unes, and we'll create more activities as well. So for now, since my email is already connected with Clientjoy, I'm going to send an email to him, right? So I'm just going to say, how are things? And I'm going to say, hi Unes, thank you for the demo, for inviting me. Um, what are your plans for the website? Right? And this is my signature, and I'm also going to invite him for a meeting, right? Let's have a chat here, and I'll put in my meeting booking link. So meeting booking links are also you can also create meeting booking link exactly like how you do on Calendly. You can also create them within Clientjoy, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But for now, I just put in the link right over here, so he can check out this meeting booking link. Another quick thing that you may also want to remember is that Clientjoy comes with complete white labeled as well. And so as you can see, the meeting booking link is not on Clientjoy. It is hosted on clients.saasjoy.io, which is the custom domain that I'm using for this demo account, right? And so if and when Unes goes onto this link, he as a lead will not know that Clientjoy is being used, right? For now, we still the logo is still the same that we have put, but you get the idea of complete white labeling, right? So when Ones will go and click on the link, he will see something like this, which is a scheduler in the name of Natasha McIntyre, and it carries my logo, which is Acme Corporation. It is a one-on-one consultation, and so I'll say, let's say 22nd, I want to. So Unes wants to have a meeting with me, let's say at 11:30 a.m. He can confirm. He can put in his email, name, and then submit. And once he does that, it will do exactly what Calendly does, right? It will send out calendar invites and email confirmation along with custom reminders and stuff like that. And so I'll also show that to you how that happens, right? So now Unes, you must have received this email. Let's say Unes replies to this email saying, hey, I'm interested, and we have a meeting, and he says that he's interested in working with me, right? So I what I do on my side is I go to my activities and I'll add an activity where I'll say I want to follow up with Unes. So let's say Unes in the meeting says that this conversation can happen only after 3 weeks because they have an important release coming up, and so I just say follow up with Unes, and it's going to be an email that I'm going to do. Oh, here's an important thing as well. So now I know that Unes has opened this email as well, as you can see on my screen, because we also have track emails within Clientjoy. And and so let's say I'm going to follow up with Unes. It's going to be an email type of activity. He opened it again, which is great. And so it's going to be start at, let's say I'm going to follow up with him early first thing in the morning, right? And so I'm going to send out that email to him at 9 a.m., and that's going to be my activity. I can add other guests if I want, but I just hit save. Once I hit save, this becomes my upcoming activity, right? And so this starts showing up onto my dashboard, right? So when I come onto my dashboard at any point of time in the future, it will show me that I'm supposed to, oh, I actually schedule it for today. So that was a mistake from my side, but it'll start showing up in next week, had I chosen the date as well, right? So I just go into leads. I'll also again find Unes, and just give me 1 second. Yeah, here he is. And so under activities, I already have that over here, and it is today, and so I can mark it as done or undone, whatever the case is. And so now there are no pending activities, for Unes. And the other quick thing that I also want to show you is I can make notes, I can upload files, and I can share those with him as well. But for now, what I want to do, so let's say I do the follow up over email. I have a call with him after that, and he says, I like what you're doing, just send across a proposal. And so the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to check out the proposal. But just before we do that, just very quickly, just before we do that, what I also want to show you is the full capability of the leads, right? So there are simple stuff like, importing leads from a CSV file, and there are, very, awesome, simple guided support for importing leads. So let's say if you're at an event and 50 people give you their visiting cards, you can create a CSV file and then import them, all of them, into Clientjoy. You can again use this Kanban view and then filter all of your leads according to owners, or you have all the other filters as well. But some people are comfortable actually using it on a list view, right? So people may not want to look at the Kanban view, and so they can shift to the list view, as you can see over here, and they can then have quick filters in terms of lead owners. So let's say I want to see all the ones by Chris, and I want to see the ones that are currently in contacted stage, and I want to apply other filters as well. So let's say I want to look at people who have high value as a tag that is assigned to them, right? Or I want to say any tag that is assigned to them, so tag is not empty, right? And so it shows me whatever list that I want to. Tags actually is a bad filter as of now, but you get the idea, right? So you can choose filters and you can basically filter all of your leads. Another cool thing that we have coming up very soon are email sequences. So you can create sequence of like 4 or 5 emails and activities, and then you can use these filters, select them all, and then enroll them in sequence. But we'll do a separate live to demo that at a later point of time as well. But this is primarily what you'll be able to see and do everything with the leads module that we have. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Kanban view, and I'm going to remove all the filters that were assigned. So I have all of my lists that are available. I'll go back to Unes, and then we'll create a proposal and send it out to him, right? And so I'll go into the proposals tab and I'll click on new proposal, right? So the proposal is going to be, let's say, website for Unes. I'll hit create. It's already sent to Unes. As soon as I click on create, what it does is it shows up a couple of things. First is it shows up templates that I have already created, right? So these are my custom templates, which are for my organization. And so I'll be able to see all the custom templates that I have created in my account. Or we have a template library of over 25 proposals that you can also use from, right? So you can just pick up any of these templates, and there are recruitment templates, PPT templates, accounting templates, conversion rate optimization templates, IT sales, simple quotes, event management, and so on and so forth. But for now, in order to save time, I'm just going to click on a saved template, and then I'm going to pick up the website redesign proposal, right? So I just click on use. So once I click on use, what Clientjoy will do is it will pick up all the merge fields. So all the data that I had entered while creating Unes as a lead, and all the data that I had entered while having conversation with them, it will be picked up by this proposal. And so as you can see over here, it says prepared for Faida Deals, which is his company. And it says prepared by Chris Brown, which is me, and the company name is SaaSjoy, right? And then it replaces dear first name with Unes. Thank you for considering SaaSjoy, and so on and so forth. We've not entered the sender company, and so it is not replaced over here. But you can, when you are creating your own templates, you can figure out which custom fields you're going to create and which custom fields you're not going to need. For now, I'm going to delete this sender signature, as you can see, I can see all the custom fields that are already added or merge fields that are already added into the system. And what I'm now going to do is now I'm just going to add a pricing table to this, right? And so I'm going to just look for, just give me 1 second. I just look for the pricing table and I'll see where it is. Oh, 1 second. There should already be a pricing table over here. Oh, the pricing table is here, right? So I just go over here and I just edit this. So I can add any item that I want. I can remove any item that I want. So let's say I want to add an item. Oh, sorry. Let me first remove this pricing table, right? So that it makes it simpler for all of us to understand what's happening. I just click on the plus icon and I see the pricing table over here and I can add that, or I can go over here, drag and drop it right over here. And so I can add a pricing table right here, right? So now I just add some items that we've already created, right? So for now, I'm going to say, okay, website development, which is website development is going to take, let's say, 50 hours. And so 50 hours at $15 per hour with 20% VAT is going to be $750. With $150 in VAT, I can offer a discount if I want. So let's say I want to offer a percentage discount before tax. So it's a 10% discount before tax. And so the amount adjusted is $810. And so this is the pricing table that I can add. I can, again, obviously I can add multiple items that I want. I also want to offer a branding package, right? And so these are items that are already created in Clientjoy. And so it's going to be one kit for $5,000, and it's also going to attract VAT at 20%, right? So VAT 20% is actually a lot. So we'll select VAT 5%. Just give me 1 second. And so you can have all of your tax management and everything done within Clientjoy as well. And so I'll hit on save item. So the total proposal is going to be $5,433 that I'm going to send out to Unes. Now this is my signature that I've already put in. I have already created a setting where my signature already goes on to the proposal, and now we are going to send it out to him, right? And we are going to make Unes sign the proposal as well. As soon as I click on send, it shows me my email address from which it will go. It shows his email address. It shows the subject. This as an email template is a default template, but you can also edit this template and so on and so forth. I also want to attach, I can attach this as a PDF, but as of now, I'll not. And so Unes, once you receive this email from my side, what I want you to do is I want you to click on PRO-138, right, which is the proposal number 138. So if you can just click on that once you receive the email, that will help the demo a lot, right? And so again, we understand that for the purpose of this demo, while Unes opens the email and clicks on it, I want to share with you that for the purpose of this demo, we are actually showing you the complete customer life cycle in like 30 minutes. But there are a lot of nuances, right? And this is primarily where, so as you can see, we are already getting real-time notifications seeing that proposal email has been viewed. So Unes has not yet clicked on the proposal, but he's just opened the email. And so now he has also opened the proposal. So he's clicked on the link that I asked him to click, and he's now seeing the proposal. And so Unes, you should be able to see accept proposal on top right of wherever it is. And so again, all of these things are completely mobile responsive, right? So your customers or your potential clients or leads, they don't need to be hosted on the web while looking through your proposals. They could be on the phone as well. And as I can see now that Unes has already accepted the proposal, so I just refresh the screen and see what happens. We have small confetti animations coming on because Unes has signed the proposal and it's time for celebration. It sends out the relevant emails to all the people that's necessary. The other quick thing to also see is that I have complete activity log, right? So I can see that he opened the email and then he viewed it from Surat, India, which is I think where he's based out of, and he accepted the proposal, right? And so congratulations, right? So that's the journey of creating the proposals. And again, I understand that there are a lot of nuances to it, and the fact that we have ourselves been an agency before, we know what are the different use cases and things that happen while you are engaging with your leads and while you're engaging with your clients as well. And so we've taken into consideration all of those things, and then we've designed the system, right? And so now since Unes has accepted the proposal, I'm going to go into leads and I am going to convert Unes as a customer, right? So I'm going to click on Unes and I'm going to move him to one. So he's closed one now for me. His status has changed to closed one. And again, there's small confetti animation because it's a celebration time. You just earned another customer. And so I'm going to convert him to a customer. Now, while I do that, I'll have just one option to enter more custom fields. So there could be different custom fields that you capture while they are their lead. There could be different custom fields that you capture while they're your customers. And so for some reason, all of these are mandatory. So I'm just, and my left hand is not working. So I'm just going to add, random stuff over here. For now, if things, if my left hand was working, I would have done a better job of putting in all the right details and then showing those things to you. But for now, this is where we are, right? So now client is converting Unes from him being a lead to him becoming a customer, and so he is now a customer of Clientjoy. And as you can see, this the view changes a little bit, right? So previously I did not have an ability to send him invoices or see how many payments is made, or stuff like that. But what's really cool and what's really important is to note that all the activities are transferred from them being lead to my customer, and this is the context that Clientjoy brings to you for on the table, right? So you see lead added and then updated, and this is me basically moving Ones across the sales pipeline. I sent the email and then I created an invite called follow up. I followed up with him and then I sent him a proposal. I updated it, I sent it to him. He opened the email, he viewed it, accepted it, and then I updated the lead, and then now I've created him as a customer. So all of these activities, right from the time that they've been lead to the time that they become customer, whether you have like 5 meetings or 10 calls or whatever the case may be, all of them are going to be logged within the system as well. Now the other quick thing that happens is a lot of times you may have one person as the lead, but when they become your customer, you can add, you might be working with multiple people from their side, right? So there could be 2 or 3 people from their side, and so you can add other people as contacts as well. So you can add their name, title, email, and their phone number, and you can give them client portal access if you want, and stuff like that as well. For now, we'll not do that, but for now, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to actually send Unes an invoice. Now there are 2 ways to do that. The first way is to go to invoices, create a new invoice, add the item table, remember all the pricing that I had added in the proposal and stuff like that, and then create an invoice and send it out. Or I could just click over here and I could convert this proposal into an invoice with one click, right? And so now Clientjoy is converting the invoice. It is bringing the items, it is bringing all the lead details, it is bringing all the customer details, all the prices, all the discounts, whatever it is that we had in between both of us. It is now converting that proposal into an invoice, and so all the details will now start to show up under the invoices tab as well. And so I just for now just go under invoices, or actually I what I want to do is I want to show you the client portal first, right? So let me show you the client portal first. So I'll just set up his client portal. So as soon as I click on the client portal, let me give you some amount of understanding on how the client portal is designed, right? So the idea behind client portal is that you're not going to be restricted to Clientjoy or any one tool for that matter while you are interacting with your clients, right? You want your client portal, you could be using Google Forms, you could be using Airtable, you could be using YouTube and Canva and Dropbox and all of those different types of things, right? And so what you want to do is you want to basically set it up for them. And so as you can see over here, my client portal already has my logo, And then I've integrated, let's say, a Google form over here. I have my invoices available over here, which are, there are no invoices as of now, but once they happen, you'll be able to see them over here. For some reason, let's say if I've shared an Airtable database, then once Unes logs in, he'll also be able to see all of these things within his client portal as well. And just a very quick reminder, the client portal is going to be hosted on clients.sasjoy.io, which is a custom domain. So there's no way for your clients to know that that you are using Clientjoy, right? And so for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send an invitation to Unes, right? And so it will bring me back to Clientjoy, where I'm going to be inviting him to the client portal. And so I just click on send invitation. I'll enable the client portal access. His email is going to be the same, and then password is going to be, for now, it is going to be 123456789. And I'll send the email invitation and save. So this sends out an email to Unes with the client portal access, right? And it also shows me that he's not logged in up until now. So once he receives the email and he enters all of that information, he'll also be able to log in. Once he logs in, this is primarily the view that he will be able to see. Currently, I am seeing the editor view, and so I have this additional header over here. But when he logs in, his client portal will start from this place, right? And he'll be able to have access to this. Now, this client portal is completely customizable. You can, as I shared with you, you can add logos, you can add tabs. So you can go over here and you can basically choose a hidden tab. So let's say proposals, I want to unhide this tab and I want to show proposals as the first thing over here. And this Dropbox, I want to remove it. And so I can remove that as well. And I'll hit save changes, right? Now, let's say while I'm doing this, let's say I want to share with him a presentation from Canva, right? So I could just go to Canva. I'll just open up my account on Canva. Just give it a second to load. I just open up my account, and let's say this is the file that we want to embed it over there. So we just wait for it to open up. And then once it opens up, I just click on share. And I'll say, okay, I want to embed this one. And so it's going to be, there should be an embed option over here. And so I click on embed, and it's going to give me a code, right? So I click on embed, and it's going to be an HTML. So I can take up the HTML embed code. I just copy this, and I'll bring it to my client portal, which is here. I'll click on add a tab, add new tab. I have an embed code. I just click over here and I'll say company PPT for now. I just put the code over here. As simple as that, and I'm done. And it'll show me a quick preview over here so that I know how it will look like to my customers when they come in. I'll add this tab, and this company PPT is going to be the second most important thing. And I'll hit save changes. And so now when Unes logs in again, he will be able to see company PPT as the second most important tab. So first tab is going to be proposal. This is the one that we just sent out to him that he'll be able to see. He can click over here and he can access the complete presentation that was created in Canva right over here. He can go over here and he can fill out this Google form as well. He can go over here and see all the invoices. He can go over here and see an Airtable database. He can go over here and see a YouTube video. He can go over here and see all the files that have been shared with him. And he can also upload files to share with me as well, right? Again, needless to say that everything is mobile responsive. And so if you are, let's say, on the proposals page as an example, you can click over here and you can see how it will look on the phone. And so your clients, when they're opening it up on the phone, they can click over here and they can see company PPT, right? And this is how it will look on their phone. They can click on the Google form, and this is how it will look on their phone as well. So everything is completely mobile responsive. The other key thing is that you obviously, of course, have custom scripts. So as you can see over here, there's a support chat icon over here and custom CSS. So if you don't like the gray and white and the minimalist look that we have going on for Clientjoy, you want it to be jazzy, you can put in your custom CSS as well. So you can just click on customize and you can put in your custom CSS and script. You can also change email templates. You can also change branding. So we'll go over there towards end of the demo. So now that's primarily how client portal looks like, right? So now for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an invoice for him, and then we are going to do the same thing, right? And so it's going to be Unes is going to be the receiver. I'm going to click on continue, and it'll open up an invoice creator. The reason why I want to show the invoice aspect is I'm going to show you how recurring invoices works, right? So for now, I'm so let's say I worked on that project proposal with so let's say I worked on that project proposal with Unes already, and now I want to work with him on it's now moved on to the recurring aspect of the project, right? So we already finished that $5,000 project, and now I'm going to charge him, let's say, $500 every month for the maintenance and upkeep and stuff like that, right? And so I can just put up the item, which is going to be my website development, and it's going to be let's say 50 or 20 hours, right? So it's going to be 10 hours every month. And so the VAT is again going to be 5%, and it's going to be $150. And I'll click on save items. And so this creates my invoice. This is my invoice template that I've already created along with my account details and all of those things as well. And I can go into my invoice details. It shows me the invoice date, the due date. I can change all of these things as well. I want Unes to be able to pay only via PayPal or POD, right? So these are the only two that I want him to pay by. And I want this to be a recurring invoice. So I can choose over here and I can say, okay, this is a recurring invoice. It's an annual contract that we have. So it's supposed to go out every month. And it has to, since it's an annual contract, so it's supposed to go out 12 times, right? So it will go out 12 times at duration of each month starting today. If you don't want it to start today, then you can change the invoice. So let's say if it's supposed to start from 1st of August, you can click over here and make it 1st of August. And so it will start sending on 1st of every month, starting the 1st of August. I can also add some custom fields if I want. I can change the theme of the invoice as well. I can make it, there are minimalist themes, and then there are, different themes that you could also choose from. I'll just keep it the simpler one, which is this one. And I'll hit on send. And so once I hit send, it will again do the same thing that it did while I was sending out the proposal. And Unes, if you can, just click on this part, tax invoice 000123, right? And so again, we will have that complete detail, right? So while he's going through that invoice, so the invoice email was sent, he's already opened the invoice that we sent out that I can, sorry, he's already opened the email. Now he's opened the invoice itself, and the invoice also, I'm not able to show that to you over here on the screen because I'll have to show it in the incognito mode. But when he opens the invoice, it will already have a pay now via PayPal button, right? And then when he pays via PayPal or Payoneer or Stripe or whatever the case may be, we are a preferred payment partner with all of these payment gateways. And so once the payment is made, PayPal or Stripe or Payoneer, Razorpay, Instamojo, we are currently working with Square. All of these platforms will get back to us and say that this date, this transaction ID, this amount, this payment by this person was done. And so Clientjoy automatically, you don't have to record the payment, automatically will get to know if the payment happens via these payment gateways. However, if Unes ends up paying me offline, then I can always record the payment. I just click on record payment, and I can enter the amount, payment mode, transaction ID, and stuff like that for myself as well, right? So very quickly, I'll just show you the audit trail over here as well. So I see everything, right? So starting from me creating the invoice to updating it to sending it to him, opening the email to him viewing the invoice from this IP, right? So now I know that he's already viewed the invoice, and if he comes back to me tomorrow and says that, hey, I didn't receive the invoice, I already have this complete audit trail, right? And so that's just very quickly what I wanted to show you. And just by the way, while we wait for it to load and take me to the dashboard, I just go to the client portal. And now when Unes also logs into his client portal, he will also be able to go to his invoices tab and find the invoice over here. He'll also be able to see this as the recurring invoice. He'll also be able to click on pay now, and he'll be able to pay now or download the invoice. And when he clicks on pay now, it will take him to PayPal, to his PayPal. Currently it will take me to my PayPal, but it will take him to his PayPal. And this is how he's going to see the invoice. He can click on pay, and he has two options, so pay with PayPal or Payoneer. He can go to pay with PayPal, and it'll open up the PayPal window and it'll redirect to the payment gateway, right? Again, we are preferred partners of PayPal, and so that is the only reason why PayPal also gets back to us and tells us that this payment was done. And so now, once you continue to work with them, all of these tabs will change over a period of time, and you can also consistently come in and edit them as well. What I just want to very quickly do as the last part of the demo is you can go into your customers, you can click on UNES, and you can see the complete timeline of everything that has happened with UNES, right? Starting from them being added as a lead to the time that they viewed the invoice. Of course, it was a very, he's not going to pay $150, but to the time that they paid to the time that they viewed the invoice. Now, a couple of small things, right? So the first thing is that we very strongly and natively integrate with your email service provider, right? And so all of your emails will come up within ClientJoy as well. And so here's the email that he responded to. So this is the email that I wrote to him at the start of the demo, and I can see that it was opened two times on 21st of July at 8:19 p.m. And this is what he responded to by saying, "Sounds good. Talk to you then." Right. And so again, it's already linked over here. It's linked with the customer and so on and so forth. I can basically, another thing that I could do is, let's say this is an inquiry that I've just received from someone. I could just click on that email and it'll pick up that this was the person who sent this email, and I could create them as a new lead. Right? It's as simple as this. I just go into the custom field because this is the mandatory field that I have. I just hit save and that's it. And so the lead is now created within ClientJoy. So you can, it's super simple and easy to create leads from your incoming emails as well. And of course, you have your drafts, your sent items, your archives, your outbox, your complete inbox. You can search your email, you can refresh, send, receive, you can add filters, you could go through all of your emails from within ClientJoy as well. So let's say if I already have a lead called Your Story Buzz, and when I go to this particular email, and if I click on Your Story Buzz, it will open up Your Story as a lead, and it will show me the history of all the conversations that have happened between Your Story and me since the time that they became lead within ClientJoy, right? So I can see all this email conversation. So you don't miss a heartbeat. There are actually 155 emails, as you can see over here. And so that's the depth and the nativity of the integration that we've created with the email. And same is the case with, so I'm actually not going to show you the scheduler because it's fairly simple and quick to understand. If you are already using Calendly, then this is going to be a breeze for you. You can just create your event over here, you can connect the calendar, you can select the time that you are available over here by saying that, hey, I'm going to be available on, let's say, Monday through Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then you can also say that I'm also going to be available on, so let's say I'm going to be available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 to 5, and I'm going to be available on Tuesdays and Thursdays from, let's say, from 10 to 1, right? And so I can select all of these things. I can also create my reminders as to when should the email reminders go for the meeting to both you and the guest who's booked. I can collect some custom fields while they are trying to book. I can also add some page styles. I can change the color, my company logo and stuff like that. And I can save and exit, right? And so this is like fairly simple. This is how it looks like, as I already showed you. And it can be booked by anyone. So you can just go to 22 12:30 p.m. confirm, name, email, submit, and boom, right? It books the meeting right there and then. And again, it's hosted on custom domain. You can have custom scripts over here. You can have custom CSS over here. So there's no reason for your clients or leads to know that you are using ClientJoy. We've got a lot of stuff going on. You obviously have your settings and your notifications. So all the things that Unes did is appearing in my notifications as well. For now, I just mark all as red. I can then go into my settings and I can go to all settings. I can see my connected apps. So as you can see, I've connected my email ID and my calendar over here. I have also connected my Google Drive and OneDrive with this particular account, so I can share those files. I can also invite my team members and then give them specific rights. So I can say, okay, they have access to leads and customers, but not to invoices, proposals, and items. And so I could do that as well. And I can invite people via email. You can also get Branding Plus, which helps you set up your complete brand identity, including your logo, favicon, brand color. This is how it appears on your client portal and invoices. You can go over here and set up a custom domain. So as you can see over here, I've set up clients.saasjoy.io, and this is the login URL for my clients as well. I can create my multiple currencies over here, my payment methods, invoices. I can create custom fields over here. So custom fields of leads, customers, invoices, items, and company. I could create all of that over here. I also have all of the email templates. So as you can see, when an invoice is sent out to customer, this is the email template that gets sent out. And on client pages, I can add any custom script if I want. I can add custom CSS if I want, and I can integrate it, right? So we have integrations with all of them. We have integrations with Zapier, Pabbly, Integrately, Integromat, and SyncSpider. So all the tools in the world that exist for an IFTTT integration to be done, we have that. And if you are a little developer centric, you can also go to our API docs, and you can, which is on developers.clientjoy.io, and you can do an API integration as well, right? And so that I think is a quick info on how ClientJoy works. Again, this is just a 30-40 minute demo, so I've not been able to dive deep into the nuances, but just thought that this is primarily what we are currently offering.
I think that was really enough, and I don't think we skipped something, right? Because everything was
Awesome.
covered. So let's quickly take some comments. What are the comments? Yeah, we have Chaitanya with us. Hello, hello, Chaitanya. We have
Hi, Chaitanya.
Shuja with us. Shuja, hi. Right, and I just commented couple of things to highlight the feature that I noted down. Right, and we have Iran Soa with us. Hi, hi, Iran Soa. And there is one question from him: is the UI available in other language other than English?
So this is one of the things that has been requested very heavily from us. But as of now, we're only available in English. But by, I think, very soon, we'll also start working on French and Spanish. These are the two that we are going to pick up next. But Iran, so if you can tell us the language that you are looking for, I'd be happy to kind of consider that as well, while we are trying to work on the language aspect within ClientJoy.
Awesome, awesome. So Iransoa, you can contact directly to Yash on Facebook or directly to support of ClientJoy and give your feedback and ask what you want. And also you can help
Yeah.
with UI translation some at some point. So that we
Oh, he said French. He
okay,
said French. So that's fine.
okay, okay. So
Yeah.
French. So your feedback is already taken, I think, from the Yash side. And yeah, another
Yeah.
question from again Iransoa is any link to see all payment option available? I think he's asking about payment gateways. So Ilansoa,
Sure.
you can go on
Sure.
ClientJoy's website. I think you will find there all of the list of the payment gateways which are
Yeah.
already integrated, and
Yeah.
mainly all over the world it's used PayPal and Stripe, and
Yeah.
when it comes to India, it's Instamojo and Razorpay. I think both are already
Yeah.
integrated. So what if you are looking for any specific payment gateway, then you can drop a comment, and yeah, Yash can see what he can do for you, right, in that condition.
Yeah, so payment gateways, basically what we're doing is we're taking requests for payment gateways, and so we're currently working with Square, and then we'll add more and more payment gateways as and when we receive requests from our customers. And so if there's a specific payment gateway that you'd like, just let me know, and I'd get back to you with a concrete timeline on by when can we integrate that as a payment gateway.
Okay, awesome. One more question that's not in the comment box, but I received on Facebook before the live stream, and that was a question that when
Mhm.
is export lead option coming?
So export lead option is so we've not completely thought about how to export leads, because one of the worries that we have is sometimes like the only thing that we're worried about is what if someone else is exporting the leads, right? And so until the time that we have a two-factor authentication enabled already within ClientJoy, it's very difficult to come up with export of anything, right? And so that's the concern that we have. And so currently we are working on printable leads. So like the ability for you to print your leads and reports and stuff like that. Export lead is something that is currently available on request, right? So if you want to export leads, just let us know, and within the next 24 hours, we will export the lead and then share it with you.
Okay, one thing just popped in my mind, and I would like to put in front of you is that possible that
Sure.
only admin can export leads and teammates cannot? That can be a good solution.
Yeah, we can already do that. The concern is that like when the admin is logged in, a lot of times what happens is smaller agencies, um, what happens is that laptops and desktops change hands very frequently, right? So
Yeah.
I might, if I'm running a 3 people or a 5 people agency, I'll just give my laptop to someone else and then ask them to work, right? And so Clientjoy is already auto logged in. And so what we need to do is and these are scale problems, right? So what we need to do is we need to implement a two-factor authentication, right? So
Okay.
at any point of time, whether it is an admin or a team member, whoever it is, whoever has the right to export, before they export, they should authenticate themselves again through an SMS or something like that, right? So we know that it is that person who's trying to export.
I think your concern is also valid because a lot of things happens in agencies, and we would not like to go in that part right now. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's move
exactly.
ahead. With this. There we have one more comment. It's from Ideas N. Hi, Ideas. You can drop your question if you have any inside the comment box, and yes, we are here to answer. And yeah, well, so we already covered the export lead question that I received before the stream, and now let's come to the deal right now, and which is the deal link is in the description, and you can go and visit the deal, right? So, and one more thing I would like to point out over here, do not forget to use this code UNES15. You can see on the screen it's visible, right? So use this for 15% off LTD, and you will get 15% discount on the deal right now. That was one thing. And yeah, you can check out plans on the sales page of the deals, right? And one more thing, the one more question I received before stream, Yash, was that uh, some of the people who have feature restrictions in previous LTDs. So what is those? Only one code LTDs has restrictions, or what are the code limitations of the previous deals? Right? Who does not have the
So there are
access
no code
to?
limitations on previous deals as such.
Okay.
Sure. So let me explain the whole scenario as well, and then what I do is also after this live stream. So I'd done a proper in detail video explainer on what is the reason and what are the steps that we've taken. So I'll share that link also as a comment in the Facebook Live where this is happening. But here's the shorter, less nuanced version for you. So basically, while we were building ClientJoy, one of the so of course any CRM should integrate with emails and calendars, right? And then have scheduling and booking engine and all of those things. And so while we were building ClientJoy, there were two options in front of us. The first one was to do an email integration ourselves, right? And so integrate with Gmail and then with Microsoft and then with 2 or 3 other like popular ones like Zoho and stuff like that. And then also integrate with their calendars and keep track of all the API changes that they make and make sure that everything is running and working fine and so on and so forth, which is basically anywhere between a 6 month to a 9 month opportunity, right? And so 6 months or 9 months job or work, and even at the end of it we have to consistently continue to work on it to make sure that people don't lose their emails, right? Or the data does not get the data does not get compromised. The other option that we had at the time was to integrate with Nihilus. So we looked at how HubSpot does it or how Pipedrive does it. And so we found Nihilus. Nihilus is basically the email infrastructure for the web, right? So almost every company that is a stable company and at a particular scale uses Nihilus to integrate emails and calendars into their software, right? And so with Nihilus, the development time came down from 6 to 9 months to essentially about a month and a half, right? And that gave us a couple of things that made sure that we are approved on Google and Microsoft, and we integrate all of those at once right away. There was no sequence or anything like that. The data is completely secure. The email and calendar data, which is super sensitive, is also completely secure from day one. And you already saw this in the demo, how robust the email and calendar integrations are, right? Now, so we basically made the decision to go ahead with the second option. We want to do a quick development that is more robust, a little more expensive, but more robust and more secure, right? Now, in doing that, let me share with you some economics, right? So when we launched on PitchGround or AppSumo, the deal was $49 for 5 users, right? And so that's okay. We can sustain 5 users $49, including the hosting price and so on and so forth. However, out of that $49, AppSumo takes, let's say, 70% of it. So we ended up getting somewhere around $15. Now, if we want to go ahead with the second route, which was a Nihilus route, Nihilus itself charges $2.5 per connection per month, right? And so what that would mean is that if we made it available to everyone at once, all of our LTD users at once, then we would basically start running into losses, like literal monetary losses from the third month onwards. And so there was another call that we had to take, right? Whether can we make it available at a very affordable rate, which is at $3 per month, right? So $3 per month for email and booking engine, and then also keeping it optional. So if you don't want the email and calendar integration, you can choose not to use it. You don't have to pay anything extra. You can continue to use it. But just because we were making only $15 on a code sale which included 5 users, so for which we would have to pay anywhere between $12.5 a month, we basically said that, hey, LTD community, if you can support us by just paying $3 to do this, and against that you get a super robust, super secure, super quick development on email and calendar and booking engine, all of that at once. And that's an option that we offered, right? So you can choose to not go ahead with it as well, and so you can use everything in Clientjoy that we had up until that point of time, and everything that we are going to build in the future as well. So we have access to all of those of Clientjoy. Just for this thing for which we are paying additional, which is for which we are also paying a premium. And you can also reach out to Nihilus, and you can also ask for their quote, and you'll also get the same proposal that we did, right? And that's what HubSpot also gets. That's what Pipedrive also gets. Of course, there are volume discounts, but that's the range that they play at. And so that's primarily what it is. Now I realize that this is not a great polished answer, so I've created a proper video which I can share with you in the comments. And so it's a simple 2-3 minutes video where I'm explaining the complete scenario, and you can go through that optionally as well. I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, this actually gave a lot more clarity on it. And first, at the first point of time when it was Griddle, I was looking at Griddle as
Yeah,
just a proposal sender, right? Just a proposal making tool. I bought
yeah,
for this particular feature
yeah,
at that time, right? And when you're
yeah,
adding such a robust features that can have, if you build it yourself, that can have deliverability problems, and that can have some glitches that can make you lose your
yeah.
client. I think $3 per month. If you don't need, then definitely it's an optional thing. But
Then you have the option of
okay,
not.
so
And you also experienced it yourself, right? The speed
yeah,
at which, so after hitting send, before I could finish the sentence, I got the notification that you opened the email. So the speed at
yeah,
which it is. So most of other softwares which are in our competition, so most of the other softwares, they offer a 15-minute sync or a 30-minute sync. So they're not even, or 5-minute syncs, depending on the plan that you're on. So they won't even be able to demo this feature while on a live like this, or,
yeah.
or to their customers, because the sync with email happens every 5 minutes, and this is in milliseconds, right? So it sends out
Yeah.
right away, and it's real time.
Okay, so besides mailbox and calendar, that emails which send we when we send proposal and all are live for everyone, right? That's a different thing.
Yeah, because that's not using, that's that
Okay.
uses our server, and so that is already included.
Okay. So I think that's really enough. And guys, if someone here is just beginning with freelancing, right? Just beginning, and he's just learning to get one or two clients, then definitely don't miss to check out the free tier plan of Clientjoy. I was really impressed, and I yesterday talked with the Clientjoy team, and I told them also, okay, it's it's a really generous plan for a beginner, because once you have a three clients paying you recurringly, you can definitely afford some few bucks, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So do check out the
Yeah.
free plan also on the Clientjoy, and you can find the link in the description. And yes, we have one more thing to announce over here, that I provided two links in the description. One of them is for the people who are buying from outside India, and one link is from the people who are buying from within India, right? There is no difference in pricing. Again,
Yeah.
there was some technical glitches, and to sort that out, they have to create two multiple pages, or let's say two multiple payment system. So if you're buying from India, you will
Yeah.
find a link, go.getlifetimedeals.com/clientjoy for all over the world. And if you are from India, go.getlifetimedeals.com/clientjoy hyphen in, right? You can find the link in the description. And do not forget to use this code UNES15 for the 15% off on lifetime deal. And yeah, I think if you are any type of service provider, then definitely you are doing these things, and that can be scattered all over the internet. Some task you do on Trello board, some task you do on Google Sheets, some things you are
Yeah.
storing leads on Google Sheets, and you are building a Kanban on Trello, and then you are building a proposal on Docs, or let's say any other PDF editor tool, right? And again, you have what you say, you must be storing your email templates inside your multiple Google Docs. If you are doing this practically, it's okay if you have one, two, or three clients, right? You can do this manually, but it's still a hassle for two,
Yeah.
three clients also. So as you have seen this live demo, and I have literally experienced, as Yash made me involved in this demo. That was really a very good experience. From the client side, I have experienced it, and from the agency or a service provider side, I have watched live on the stream, and that was really hassle free, which can definitely save you a lot of time. And yeah, it's said that if time is saved, money is saved, right? So guys, do check this out. And
Yeah.
yeah, we already have a link in the description. So for at last, I would like to thank all of you who were watching this live stream, and still you can drop your comments inside the this stream. And also we have a separate post in our group, mentioning Clientjoy, and we have team members from Clientjoy in our group. They'll be there for answering your questions, and also you can drop comments, right? Of course. So thanking all of you, and especially to Yash for giving us this lot of time and explaining us this in very deep, right? So thank you, Yash, once again for
Sure.
your time. And so,
Thank
guys,
you.
signing off for
Thank you
now.
for
See
having
you
me.
in the next stream. See you in the next stream with some other good stuff and other good tools to grow your and we all, which can help us in growth. Right? Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.